Alright, hey guys, it's a relatively cool April morning here on the homestead. I had a couple people ask me about what do I do about transplanting berries, and when is it due, and where's a good time to transplant the small offshoots. So I thought what I'd do today is I would walk my berry patches out here and kind of show you the plants that I am going to look forward to transplanting and digging up to give to friends or sell or whatever. So I'm gonna switch the mode here on the camera to the other side, and I'll show you what we got on this year's berry bushes. Okay, so what we're looking at here, these are, I guess this is actually year number, will be number 3 on these set of berry beds, and we'll be putting up supports this morning. But I wanted to show you some of the offshoots that will most likely be ready to be dug up for planting. What we look for is some of the ones that come up here. Most likely this will be outside of the wire line, so this is probably a candidate to be dug up. In other words, as we're looking around, I'm going to come down here. There's going to be not so many on these rows because these rows are pretty new. I really don't see any on the inside here that we're looking at. Possibly this small one here, which is inside, probably going to be inside the path walkway. But definitely this particular one here, as you'll note, it's going to be pretty wide outside of the area, and there's several shoots down here. These will be dug up. That one will be dug up. Most likely this one will be dug up here. So the process is pretty simple. What we're going to do is we head over to my original mother plants on my berry patch. These were the 4 plants that I got. All my others. We're going to kind of sneak by here and go by all the chickens and everything here on the homestead, and we'll look at all the rabbits there. These guys contribute everything to my garden, and there's our Jersey Giants. But in the garden over here, we don't have any plants in it yet. They're all in the greenhouse. But here's where I really have most of my shoots that we start looking at. These were the 4 plants that are now like 4 years old. They've been trimmed back pretty well. They have a lot of blooms on them because it's been warm this year in Texas, although it's pretty cool this morning. It's in the 50s. But if you look down here at the bottom, you're going to see I have a lot of shoots that are really growing way outside the pathway. All of these down in here will be dug up for transplant. Here, this one here, probably that one as well. Quite a few back on this back side. All of these here will be dug up in here. So as you can see, as the plants get older, it throws out more shoots further away from the berry beds. All of these here will be dug up. They're outside my wire line. Probably looking at right now, and a couple over here, I would guess. I'm probably looking at about 20 plants right now that have potential to be dug up. Last year I dug up quite a few. I think we dug up about 45 altogether. You can see there are a lot of plants here that you can get from your blackberries. These particular 4 plants that I had that I was just talking about have most likely given me about 100 cuttings, and that's quite a few. So you can start out with just 4 or 5 blackberry plants, and that's how I extended my whole blackberry patch to where I have about right now, we're looking at about 40 plants, which is going to give me probably this year close to about, I don't know, I'll probably dig up 100 different plants this year. Like I said, most of them I'll give away. Some I will sell probably for about $5 a piece, potted up. Just a little bit of extra income for the homestead. Generally, last year I put 5 gallons of blackberries in the freezer, but that was actually only the first time for our secondary beds to produce, and they produced a few blackberries, but that was not what I really wanted that year. The primary year last year was for them to grow. Now this year, these particular beds are really going to put some extra blackberries on, and that'll be great because I figure that most likely this particular year I'm going to end up with about 10 or 15 gallons of blackberries, and that's quite a few blackberries. We throw them in a 1 gallon Ziploc bag, throw them in the freezer, use them for breakfast smoothies, various desserts. We don't do a whole lot of cobblers and stuff right now because I'm having to do a low carbohydrate diet because of my diabetes. But like I said, they're great in smoothies. They're easy to transplant. You just dig these puppies up with a shovel, throw them in a pot. I put a little bit of rabbit manure in the bottom of the pot. It's a great natural fertilizer, and it is not what we call a hot fertilizer. It's a cold fertilizer, which means it can go straight onto the plant roots. Anyway, guys, I hope this answered some of your questions. For those of you who are asking me about when to transplant and how do I transplant my blackberries, once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.